Hello, Gemini rising. This is your June 2022 forecast, astrology forecast, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. All right, we're going to start to talk about the beginning of June when Mercury going direct at 26 degrees. You see, here is Mercury, 26 degrees in Taurus, in your 12th house. So I share the screen with you so you understand what I'm talking about. So Mercury is the planet of communication, the planet of writing, the planet of vocal cord. It is selling cars, digital currency as well. So let's talk about 12th house. 12th house rules Pisces, and it rules hospitals, it rules everything that is hidden, but is behind the scene. So when Mercury going direct over here in your 12th house, it's representing you don't need to work behind the scene anymore. Perhaps you were rewriting some kind of project because 12th house also representing art as well. It's representing any kind of media, like writing a script, a movie script. And, you know, like it's a hard work because you are not seen yet. You don't see the end of the tunnel yet. But when Mercury goes direct, it is like already soon I will be capable to show that to the world, whatever I was working on. It could be photography as well. And actually the photography subject could be around 12th house issues. 12th house is orphanages. And, you know, you perhaps went to orphanage or at homeless shelters and homelesses. Maybe you were actually walking the streets and taking photos of homelesses. It's also representing prisons and segregation and hospitals. So you might have some kind of work that's going to illustrate those kind of artistically, those kind of subjects. Okay. So Taurus is a fixed earth sign, and Mercury over there, it's like really clear communication when it's go direct in Taurus. And it's a really clear communication about actually orphans and homelessness. So you might be one person, Gemini moon, first of all, rising sun and moon people, who are going to bring that in awareness about the homelessness and the suicides, what's going on right now, a lot of suicides. So you're gonna write about it, talk about it. You're going to actually spread that on social media. Look, your Mercury is going to sextile Neptune in your 10th house. 10th house is your career, and Neptune over there. And Neptune also gonna go to retrograde in end of June, 28th of June. So 10th house matters, like something what you were working behind the scene on, right? In 12th house matters. Neptune rules 12th house. It's when it's gonna go to retrograde, it can bring back an artistic work for you, an artistic career for you. And it's sextiling. So it means like you have to work for it. Of course, it's not just given to you. It's not coming very easily. So you need to do some effort. You have to do some effort, but you know, it's pretty smooth journey. So yes, but this Mercury is also going actually to conjunct on the 11th of June with 16th of June with the North Node, and it's going to conjunct what degree? 22 degrees. Yeah, North Node is in 22 degrees for a long time. So that is a Capricornian decan, so it's very structured, it's really cold, and it's really well organized, structured. So North Node is your purpose, your future, the avenue what you are choosing in this life, your journey, and Mercury over there, you know, conjuncting with no, wait a minute, Venus conjuncting with North Node. Here it's going to represent like some very deep love or actually compassion toward to homeless shelters and compassion toward to orphanages or prisoners, some kind of compassion you feel. And you feel the urge, for example, to write about that situation because Mercury is still going to be there in the 16th, still going to be present in Taurus. So Saturn on June 4th going to go retrograde after Mercury station direct on the 3rd, Saturn going to station retrograde on the 4th. And it's going to happen in your 9th house. So, you know, you might have some kind of situation, delayed situation with the traveling. So, for example, if you had like you wanted to go and travel in a foreign country, or you had some kind of exam and you couldn't pass the exam, it could be like a master or, you know, higher education or a teaching project or something like that. That situation could come back to you. And Saturn is usually every single year stations and stays in retrograde for 5 months. So, you know, that's not that significant in our life. And it's a social planet, and, you know, it takes a long time to go around the zodiac. It's stations 2.5 years usually in a sign. So, but you know, it's late degrees right now, 24 degrees, and going back to retrograde here. So the 9th house matters, going to be like coming back into your life. And as I said, it's higher education. Maybe you were denied from a university, or you are in a waiting list. That's a really good expression for that. So, for example, you applied for universities, and some of them put you on waiting list. And right now, you will get a really good news, and it is like, okay, you know what? Finally, you get accepted for that. All right. So Mercury, when it's going direct, it's going actually to still square with Saturn retrograde over here. What could it be? So 12th house matter and 9th house matter and restriction. And 9th house matter also publishing and, you know, censorship with your publishing. So, okay, so it is like you work behind the scene, you rewrote some project, you rewrote a script, for example, and it's still going to get censored. It is still like, you know what, you still have to work on it. You still have to rewrite a little bit, because otherwise we can't accept that the way it is. So that could mean that kind of challenging situation between Mercury and Saturn. Okay, let's move forward. So June 11th, June 11th. Let's move to June 10th first. Then Mercury going to trine with Pluto. So Mercury is still going to be in your 12th house, and Pluto is in your 8th house. That's, you know, transformational house. It's very deep, psychological. And also the 12th house is subconscious as well. So these two, when it's trining, you are going to work on something, and on your subconscious, it's coming up to surface, Pluto retrograde there. So coming up to surface, and with some kind of Capricornian help. Capricornian help could be like, you know, Capricorn rules the 10th house. So it could be a doctor, it could be some kind of psychotherapy. So it means like, all right, let's work on this and transform myself, and then I can get rid of some kind of emotional blockages, or you know, like I was afraid to talk about death or sex or any kind of taboos, and that kind of trine is actually going to invite you to talk about taboos and initiate those kind of talking. And it's going to be smooth, and it's going to be easy right now for you. It's not gonna come like, you know, like I can't talk about that. It's gonna be an easy, smooth transition. All right. What else could be? Actually, Pluto is there. So it could be like Mercury is talking. You might even going to hear, and it's not hallucinating. I'm not saying it's hallucinating. It could be, because travels could be hallucination. But I would say, like, you know what? You have a lot of amazing dreams, and you hear your people who pass the day talking. So actually, you're going to connect to them through talking, and you will hear them, because somebody smells them, somebody sees them, somebody just have the presence, you know, like I feel them, but you're gonna listen and hear them. All right, so on the June 11th, it's going to be Venus conjunction with Uranus. Here is Venus, it's gonna come up over here to Uranus. Uranus is unconventional. It is rebellious. It is like chaos. It is the tornado. It is, you know, like, ooh, big, big wind, tornado. Mercury is small winds, Uranus is big ones. But Venus can conjunct with it. Venus is the planet of love in 12th house. You know, it could be, 12th house is secret. It is like behind the curtain. You don't want people to know about that. So you might going to start talking to someone on internet or phone, because Uranus digital was the digital world. So it could be like, but secretly, maybe because of you are not available. So you might have husband or wife, but you secretly talk to another lover. Secretly, you have that kind of secret love, and it's gonna start with talking right now and connecting through internet. It could mean that. And 12th house, you know, 12th house is hospitalization. Venus is anything with sugar level. Uranus is tremors. Uranus, well, in my experience, Uranus rules, you know, like any kind of tremor with Alzheimer, ALS, MS. So Venus over there, it could be some kind of metabolic issue which is giving you tremor. So if I go to medical astrology, and because yeah, it could present that, but because conjunction could go either way. It could be an amazing aspect, or it could be a very, very difficult one. And in 12th house is always, you know, like it's prison, hospitals, it orphanages, it could represent something difficult there. All right. And then let's go to June 16th. And I was talking about already Venus and North Node conjunction in 22 degrees. So Venus and North Node 22 degrees on June 16th. But another aspect going to happen, and here is my note, and it's gonna be actually Sun and Saturn trine and Sun and Neptune square. So Sun in Gemini going to trine, actually it's gonna come to end of Gemini, and trine with Saturn. And then it's going to square with Neptune in those end degrees, right? Look at those big water planets in end degrees, all of them. Okay, so Sun in Gemini going to square with Neptune, that could it be. 10th house is your career, and first house is you. So you, and you know, Gemini is representing emails or communication or digital work. So it could be like foggy emails. You won't understand what they want from you. You know, your work or your authority figure or someone is writing you or texting you. And you know, that kind of square could represent, because lately we are using emojis a lot, or, you know, we are using a lot of short version of communication. We shorten everything. We are lazy even to talk or write. And it could lead to a misunderstanding with your workforce. So be careful, check your emails, and, you know, make sure you've written out everything. And if you don't understand, ask back. So that could represent that kind of situation. So here gonna be Sun, and it's going to square and give a challenging aspect with that fogginess here. And then the Sun also going to trine with Saturn in your 9th house. And I said, you know, something is coming back to you, which is like traveling, and 9th house representing traveling, or some kind of diploma, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna do another exam because I failed, and right now they let me to take another exam, repeat it, and I'm going to pass it. And it could be also like, as I said, traveling is coming back also to you, and it's going to be very, very pleasant. And it could be, yeah. Yes, that would be really great. And what else going to happen? June 14th, we're going to have a Sagittarius Warning. And it's going to happen in 23 degrees, 25 minutes in Sagittarius. And your Sagittarius is in your 7th house, and the full moon is when the moon is in Sagittarius, but the sun is in Gemini. So it's opposed to each other's in heaven. And in 25 degrees, that's the third decan. So that's Sagittarius Aries, and that's a Leo degree. So it has a lot of decan. It has a lot of Leonian energy as well. And because we have Jupiter right now in Aries, you know, it's positive because Jupiter is blessing. So it's positive for this full moon in the seventh house. And seventh house, actually, your relationship, business relationship, one-on-one relationship, marriage partner, significant other. You know, many times people are like, okay, Saturn is in my seventh house and I didn't get married. Seventh was not only marriage, seventh was also significant other. And if you have a long-term relationship, Saturn actually representing an old-fashioned long-term, old, become old together with someone. So it's not all bad if you have Saturn in natal chart, seventh house. Okay. But right now we're going to talk about the moon over here, the full moon, which is coming for something, coming for an ending over here. It's coming for a closure. It's coming something for a completion with this full moon. Okay, the moon gonna be in Sagittarius, in seventh house. So it could be like a divorce could get finalized, or it could be like a relationship could get finalized for you. It could be also something like an issue in a relationship is ending. It doesn't have to be an ending of the relationship. It is just like the issue what we had, it disappears, it ends, it's bye-bye. Okay. And then, you know, like the first house, like I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to actually have a lot of attention on myself and not on my relationship anymore, because maybe you Gemini people, maybe you give a lot of attention to your partner and you didn't really take care of yourself. And right now you said, you know what, okay, it's done over there. You know, like I solved the issue with my partner and I don't have to, business partner or marriage or, you know, significant others. Right now it's time for myself and I'm gonna do that soon. So, all right, and what's gonna happen here? The sun going to move sign on the 21st. I'm gonna come to Cancer, early degrees in Cancer, right? On the 21st of June, which is the equinox as well. And it's going to, what it's gonna do when it's ingressing June. Let me see if the sun going to make any aspect. Yes, actually, June 28th, later on, a week later, it's going to square with Jupiter in Aries. So later on, it's going to go up to 7 degrees, the sun on the 28th, and it's going to square with Jupiter in your second and 11th house. So it's representing some kind of issue with maybe could represent some kind of issue with a friend, and it could represent some kind of issue around values. So I don't have the same values anymore. Maybe they are show off. Jupiter in 11th could be show off and arrogant, and especially Mars is next to it as well, and you know, like I don't want those friends anymore because they may be too aggressive for me or too pushy or too assertive, and I'm choosing to have different friends with different values right now. Or maybe I started to work a lot and make money and I have no time for those friends anymore, because 11th house is also social life. Jupiter expanding social life. They want to party all the time, but I have to make money. And I have no time right now for this. So it could represent those kind of issues. And Mars and Saturn going to sextile on the 27th of June and Saturn retrograde. So actually Mars is here in your 11th house and Saturn, so Mars gonna come up actually for 24 degrees sextile with that Saturn retrograde 9th house and 11th house. That's a good push for you. It is maybe some friend going to help you. Actually, maybe some friend going to push you to retake that exam or to go for that vacation but was delayed, and say, you know what, it didn't happen that the first time, but I'm positive it's going to be great. Just go ahead and move forward with it. So it's a push from a friendship and toward to something what failed previously, and it's giving you a lot of courage. So that kind of friendship or zone or tribe who you connect, they are actually giving you boost to go on and do that and you know, like, let's retake that exam and you're gonna succeed. Okay. And June 28th, Venus going to sextile to Jupiter as well. So Venus is going to be here, and end of Taurus, and it's going to sextile with Venus going to be in Gemini already, because Venus gonna move to Gemini on the 22nd, ingress Gemini 22nd, and it's representing your first house, and Venus coming all the way here on the 22nd to Gemini. So you will feel really, really beautiful. And you know, actually you will feel like your words are healing, and you talk. Okay, I know what is that. So for example, if you cursed before a lot, when Venus going in Gemini in your first house, right now you're going to choose your words very carefully, and it's going to be really beautified. So you're gonna be beautifully polished and not brutally honest. That could represent that loving and polished, and it could be like also sugar coating a little bit. And you know, Venus is here and going to sextile with Jupiter and 11. So, all right, it could also mean like I'm going to say something beautiful to a friend or a social circle or a higher society group because I want something from them. I want something in return. So I'm gonna be sugar-coated a little bit and polished and, you know, like sweet and kissing asses, you know, like because I can have some kind of benefits from this. But on the other hand, that is also a healing voice, you know, like for example, Gemini could be singing, and Venus over there with like social circle. So that could be like, okay, I'm going to sing before a lot of people, and I never did that, and they're gonna love my voice. So it could be that as well. Or that's gonna be my first reading of my book or whatever I wrote, and I'm going to do that in front of people, or stay, you know, talking in front of people. And then, and it's a big crowd. Jupiter over here, it's huge. It's like a big crowd. 11 houses is a huge social circle. Someone who is really interested in my thoughts, in my what I have to teach, start to teach something. It could be as well. So it doesn't have to be all sugar coating here, but you know, it could mean that kind of manifestation as well. All right, and the last one going to be the new moon on the 28th of June in 7 degrees 23 minutes. And the new moon is when the moon and the sun going to dance together in heaven, and it's going to happen in your first house because of let me see, no, it's in Cancer, so it's going to happen in your second house. The sun going to come over here with the moon, and it's going to happen in your second house, and it's going to be early degrees here somewhere, the 7 degrees. So the moon and the sun in Cancer in your second house. So that's a new beginning in your financial institution, in the way you are making money, in, you know, like in your income. So you will look at your money, your income, the way you are making it in a different way, or you can actually have a new kind of income coming in. So perhaps, you get a job previously over there, or you've retaken that exam, but we were talking about, and then from that, because you retaken that exam, then it's or rewrite that situation, and they published your book finally, and the money is coming in. So a new opportunity to make some money is coming into you for sure. And it could be some kind of nurturing way to make money. So it could be something like, some of you going to start to, okay, let's say that's breast milk, because, moon is breast, and shortage of, formula in the US. So it could be as well. Or it could be like taking care of dogs, moon is dog, or selling some kind of sweets, goodies, any kind of like whatever is nurturing the body and moon related, it could come in like a business. Moon is also healing. It's you can have some kind of new spiritual ritual as well. So some kind of moon related spiritual ritual, and start a business like that and making money like that. So, all right, I think I talked about everything, my dear Geminis. And if you like my videos, then please subscribe and press the like button. And if you would like to have a personal reading with me, then check out my introduction on YouTube and get familiar with me. And my website is www.urbanwitch.org. So if you would like to get a personal reading with me, please don't hesitate to call. All right, until we meet again. Thank you so much. Bye.